just another day to be ungrateful because I really don't know how people are even surviving in today's day and age. But let's just talk about it, shall we? Let's just get right into it. Here we go, up and up.
So let me chime in on how people are making it right now in America with inflation at an all-time high. People that are making $35 an hour, $40 an hour are still broke.
Crazy, bruh. Let's just do the math. Traditional work week. We'll even do the 40. A 40-40 is like $1,600 a week, right? Times 4. $6,400 a month. Times 12. $76,000 a year. And that's definitely not enough because at the end of the day, 100K is not even enough anymore. So, like, yeah, that's the math is mathing. That's fucked up, man.
So, you wonder, am I the only one feeling this? I know you guys are driving around in your city, seeing people still at the grocery stores, still in the fast food lines, still acting as everything is normal. But there's one thing that, if you haven't noticed, people are not using their money to survive right now. They're using credit cards.
I mean, has it always been that way, though? Because at the end of the day, like, America is just a debt. It's just a debt society, you know, at the end of the day. Like, who do you know that goes and pulls $20,000, $30,000 out their ass for a car? They finance it. Who do you know who goes and actually buys a $500,000 house just straight cash money? No, they finance it, get in debt. Who the fuck do you know just buys solar panels outright? Who the fuck do you know just buys home remodeling stuff just outright? It's all financed for the most part, right? And that's just really, it's crazy because, like, having great credit in America is actually more important than having tons of cash on hand because that's just the way this society is designed. So, and
if you look at America's credit card usage right now, it is at an all-time high. Right. Most families are already maxed out. And I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to send everything into let's say a bad spot. They're not going to pay these credit cards back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a trend online where people are literally saying, like, in 2025, do not pay off your credit card debt, which, by the way, I would not suggest doing that. But I want to know what I'm curious, comments down below, what are the consequences of just choosing not to pay it off at all? Like, it just racks up interest and you're like, fuck it, I'm just not paying it. Like, what happens then?
They're spending knowing that they're not going to pay these credit cards back. And so now that these people's credit cards are maxed out and credit companies are no longer giving them money to survive and buy their food, because we don't have any help in our food. If you make money like I make money, you go to that grocery store, or your wife goes, because I haven't been in the grocery store in I don't know how long, but my wife goes to the grocery store. And if we don't spend $600 or $700 on a grocery trip, I'm surprised. But my situation is different. I have a lot of kids, but you wonder how people are making it out here, and they are not making it off their own money. Plus, let's put the other thing in perspective. You have the government saying that job numbers are through the roof. They have created so many jobs and people are taking these jobs. And that's not true. The fact of the matter is, people are taking on second jobs and third jobs just to put food on the table for their family.
The American dream, though, man. This is the American dream. Oh, man. That is cooked, bro. That's cooked. So you're telling me you don't got to just work one job, which is probably more than likely at 9 to 5. So that's 40 hours right there. But you got to add on like 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30, maybe even a whole nother 40 more hours just to live and survive. Bro, I'm surprised people ain't doing a rush on fucking just the whole government, bro. I'm surprised there's not a whole government upheaval, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, how far can they take it before people really snap, you know?
Mind you, in the richest country in the world, something's not right.
At all.
If you are somebody out there surviving right now, taking care of your kids, and your money's going up, I salute you. But 99% of people right now, their pockets are suffering badly, to the point where the government even said that by the end of this month, most likely 99% of Americans will have run out of any savings. Wow. This is crazy.
You already are $300 under what you need to survive. $300 under what you need to survive. Convention. I don't give a about a single convention. I don't care.
So, you want me to not go to the...
God, bro. The people that come on this fucking show, bro, it makes me... I can see why he's like that because, bro, this... We'll just say common sense ain't too common, man. Like,
you don't want me to go to the convention?
Oh
then?
my
Like,
god!
just stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that not clear?
Yeah, I guess so. I just won't go.
Good.
I mean, sucks I can't get a refund, but
Oh.
yeah.
You stupid, then go.
Okay, so it's where you live, essentially.
Yeah.
Pack a sandwich, put it in a cooler in your car, eat there, and you can go to the convention. Just don't spend money at the convention.
Okay, I'll make sure.
Okay, so that's what you meant.
So I'll have my best friend. Don't hold my hand then. To not.
My brain was just on fire from that. You already spent the money, just don't spend any more money. No new conventions, don't spend money at the convention.
Okay.
Comment was in response to living in California. I've lived here my whole life, and fun fact, I'm 7th generation Californian, so my family has lived here for like, over 100 years. And we don't come from like a lot of money.
I feel
or
bad for
anything.
your
Living
family.
here, I feel like I've always been on like the lower
Especially
end
if you
financially
don't come
of my
from
friend
money.
group. But I feel like depending on where you live, the cost of living in California is actually low because most of the stuff we do every day is free. When I was little, I would ask my parents like, why don't we go on as many trips as my friends? Why don't we get as many extravagant gifts as my friends? And they were like, we choose to live in California. We always have. And there comes like sacrifices with that. Like we don't travel as much. We always just went camping or on like little surf trips. And they were like, our daily life is so rich and so full of wonderful things that California has. Like surfing, hiking, mountain biking, all of that stuff. So they were
Man, that's some bullshit, bro. Bro. What the fuck California got besides some beaches, bro? Real shit. Like at the end of the day, bro, most of American like states, cities, and all that shit, for the most part, it's all the same shit, bro. And yes, you can do things for free. Yes, you could. The best things in life actually kind of are free, but you're gonna need some bread, bro. And I don't believe that their life in California that's so rich. I don't know any Californians in it. Let me know, man. Maybe I'm tripping.
like that cost of living is more important to us than like traveling or having like a lot of nice things. And that's how me and my husband live here too. It's definitely a sacrifice, but has been so worth it for us.
Here's something for Americans. I understand the cost of living went up. I agree. I feel it too. Everybody does. However, if you bought a car for more than $10,000, if you own more than one streaming services, if you have a phone plan that is unnecessarily full of shit that you do not need. I'm saying this because I post tons of videos every single day and I have a simple $25 a month phone plan. If you prepare only 10 or less of your 21 weekly meals by yourself and delegate all the rest to third-party entities like fast foods or restaurants or whatever, you delegate coffee to a third-party entity instead of making it yourself. If you go out every single weekend, twice a week, you get destroyed by buying, let's say, drinks at bars. If you're a man and you think that to get women you have to spend tons of money, it's not about the cost of living, it's you. Understand that the cost of living went higher, and I'm pissed about it to 100%. The moment you start understanding about gratitude, start realizing that you need much less to actually enjoy. Vacation for me when I was little was going to our grandparents at the beach, and that's it. For 3 months a year. It wasn't the large trips and everything. Somehow social media convinced you that if you don't go to Cabo every single year for 2 weeks, you're a piece of shit. According to who? I believe that society went downhill the moment I started seeing ads for loans to go on vacation.
That's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? What the fuck is going on, bro? Are you serious? Your ass should not be on a vacation at all if you have to take out a loan to go on a vacation. This shit is crazy. What the fuck?
When I realized, damn, Americans are desperate to do shit. So desperate that they would incur debt
100%, my friend. My friend, the Americans are fucking idiots. I don't know where you from, but I fuck with you.
Does vacation really improve your life if you know that you're gonna have to pay that shit back with money that right now you don't have? I don't know about you, I'll be stressed about the vacation, the entire vacation. I wouldn't even vacation.
Exactly.
Anyway, enjoy.
The cost of living is just out of control. I don't know how much longer I can do it. It's just insanity.
What's the matter? Too scared to work 168 hours at the factory? Too good to work at the factory? That's what I did. 168 hours a week. 55 years. That's how I paid this house off.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a house. It's a single wide trailer, Dad.
Son, you don't know the first thing about struggle. Matter of fact, I got cigarettes on my front porch that are older than you. There were times when you were a little one that I was putting rocks and boiling water and mixing them together and calling it a soup so I could survive.
You weren't eating rocks, and you spent all our money gambling.
You don't understand. The gambling was to make a better life for you. I took what I earned at the factory and I put it all in the gambling. Didn't work out.
Gambling, never works out. That's just how it works. You always lose, pretty much.
Yeah, whatever. I think the real reason is your generation, nobody wants to work.
$1 a year to survive with food and everything. That is nuts. So no matter what, me and Hallie have to earn an income of that or more to survive, right?
Cost of living in the United States has officially gotten to the most expensive number.
Okay, but are y'all okay out there? No, really, how are you guys still surviving in America? This is just another reason why I tell all Americans to leave that Titanic sinking ship. Because it's not gonna get any better. You guys, I live in Bali now and my monthly expenses do not exceed more than $1,000 per month. And I'm out here living like a queen. I mean, massages 2-3 times a week, organic foods, doing yoga, or going to the gym every single day. Take my advice and leave America. I honestly don't see it getting any better anytime soon. So instead of struggling there and having 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make ends meet, take your savings and go to a much affordable country. There are countries in Latin America and Southeast Asia that are 1/10 of the price of the cost of living in the US. You can find a remote job. You can figure out all those expenses once you get to those countries where your dollar goes much farther.
On top of that, working almost every single day, getting no time off, getting treated not in a way I would prefer. I don't make enough money to survive. I make enough money to pay my bills and barely have anything left over.
Cost of living continues to rise. Wages are stagnant. This isn't rocket science. The blueprint to the American life and American dream 50 years ago was sold much differently than it was now. Back in the day, wife, maybe a couple kids, house, car, one fucking job. Now, you can work a very...
Man, forget what he's saying. Now, the American dream, bro, is really to get a ticket out of this fucking country, bro. Like that chick who's in Bali, bro. End of the day, you wanna hop into some crypto? Yeah, you want a 5x multiplier? You want to do a little 5 or 7x? Yeah, just take your money overseas, bro, and that's what it'll fucking do. I gotta take my own advice, eh?
Prestigious corporate job and not even have anything left over.
The economy is no longer built on people growing wealth. It is now built on people just racking up as much debt as they possibly can.
The system is very broken. And now that the basic necessities and just things of life that normally should not be so freaking difficult to happen, such as buying a house, are extremely difficult. And even people with a dual income household with pretty decent jobs cannot afford it.
Our generation went to high school, went to college with the promise that if you go to school, get a great paying job, and then one day you'll be able to have your own home.
The greatest fucking bill of goods that's ever been sold. That's some fucking bullshit. 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 But the reason why that was passed down, because there was once a time when that actually was the case. But something changed, I'd say maybe early 2010s, where it just wasn't the case anymore.
Have your own family. We were essentially sold a scheme that is no longer working, with jobs that are not covering all of our bills, so we're getting second jobs on the weekend when we're supposed to be relaxing, unwinding from our corporate job.
Forcing myself to do this week after week after week is just getting unbearable.
I am at work and working more than I am with my own 2 boys. my own family, and that breaks my fucking heart because I feel like I'm blinking and they're just growing up and I'm like not a part of it. I feel like I'm not a part of their lives.
We are not meant to just pay bills and die and work our asses off until we're old and we don't have the energy to enjoy our life.
I have to spend every moment of my life focused on how much money I can make. They've raised the retirement age and want us to work until the day that we die during a time where living costs are outrageous. I just want some quality of life.
None of us are okay. I feel like we're all in a darker place mentally than we've ever been. Things are not getting better. It feels like the end of times, and yet we're forced to go to our 9-to-5, shrug our shoulders, and pretend like it's all fine. It's not fine.
Are we ever going to be in a position again, making enough money to survive, chasing after the American dream, owning a house with the ability to afford health care? But should people have to work hard with 2 or 3 jobs just to be able to afford a place to live, leaving no time for rest or the ability to spend time with loved ones? Seems like our situation is bad and it only keeps getting worse.
And if you're feeling any kind of shame about your financial situation,
you know what's dope about this though? What's dope about this is that, you know, everybody's actually coming together. This is actually some TikTok shit that's bearable. The most unbearable shit on TikTok is these modern women just talking about all these standards and how men ain't shit and the things they need out of men, and knowing that they probably, one of these people complaining, talking about they live in paycheck to paycheck, which is most people, so I do not mean to come down on people, okay? So here's the thing. What's dope about this, though, is that all these people are really coming together. It's kind of like a revolt. But the thing is, though, in the grand scheme of things, would it really do anything? Is there anything we as the people could do to change this situation? Is there anything that we could do, or are we just fucked? I don't know. Let me know, chat. Comments, let me know.
if you are getting up, going to work every day, doing your best to put food on the table and put a roof over your family's head, then it's not your fault.
But it's so frustrating when you work so hard and you're just stuck in the same place, if not taking a step back. You contemplate your life choices.
A recent report came out telling us how much we need to make to live comfortably depending on which state we live in. And being able to live comfortably means 50% of our earnings goes towards necessities, 30% goes towards our wants, and 20% goes to savings and investment.
Wait, 50% of earnings to necessities such as housing and utility costs. Okay. 30% to discretionary spending. So I guess just fucking off on that. And 20% to savings or investments. Who's putting 20% to savings or investment these days? Based off what it sounds like with this whole compilation, people aren't even able to do that.
Apparently, the most expensive state is Massachusetts at $116,000 per year, which is around $56 an hour. However, the average salary in Massachusetts is around $66,000 a year, or
God damn, bro. So what? Most people just living on the streets, or what? Like, what the fuck's the deal? Like, how does that work?
$32 an hour. Hawaii is up next at around $113,000 a year, which is around $55 an hour. The average salary in Hawaii is around $53,000 a year, or $25 an hour. Following closely behind that, California is at third at $113,000 a year. And in California, the average salary is around $62,000 a year, or $30 an hour, so you're at least only $50,000 short of living comfortably. The fourth highest state is New York at $111,000 per year, or $54 an hour. Surprisingly, in New York, the average salary is around $52,000 a year, or $25 an hour. And in fifth, we have Washington at $106,000 a year.
Bro, I mean, if they can print all this, if they can just unlimitedly print money, bro, like it's nothing, bro. This fake fiat shit. Why is it such a big deal for them just to fucking raise people's wages for once in their fucking lives and once in 50 years? Why is that such a big deal? Please let me know.
$51 an hour. And as you might expect, the average salary in Washington is lower, being at $58,000 a year, or $28 an hour.
The economy is so bad that evictions have skyrocketed far above pre-lockdown levels. This is of course due to rents surging through the roof. In fact, in some cities, evictions are up as much as 35%. And this data is from Princeton University. Now get this equation: as rents went up by 30%, evictions went up by 30%. What a coincidence. It's not hard to see why this has happened. Many people were already pushed to the brink thanks to the surge in the cost of living. And once rents skyrocketed even more and more people were pushed over the edge. Also keep in mind that due to the constrained supply of affordable housing, In many markets, people are forced to rent more expensive apartments than they can actually comfortably afford. This does two things. First, it absolutely decimates their budgets. But second, it exposes them to any kind of price increase, which they may not be able to absorb. People being forced to rent apartment units that are outside of their budget is also driving this trend. The surge in evictions is just one more sign that we are in recession.
Bro, but at the end of the day, we hear that shit like every fucking year. We're in a recession, we're in a recession, we're in a recession. What actually defines a recession? Please let me know in the comments down below. What actually defines a recession?
Remember, not just recession,
every single year,
but stagflation. As always, for more interesting and informative stories on tech, business, the economy, and jobs, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel here and on Instagram and YouTube.
The cost of living is no longer about the cost of living. It's officially become the cost of survival. I can't even put the air conditioner on at a time like this because it's using petrol. I'm literally looking at my petrol tank and I'm watching the fuel go down. So people can say, yeah, but get like a larger car and fuel. Bitch, I did. It's supposed to be the middle of winter. It's like 23 degrees. It's like the sun is like, Gunjani. I put $1,300 in my tank the other day, and you know where it's gone? Nowhere slowly. Why are we even still on 95 unleaded? Should it not be 2022 unleaded? Because we've come a long way since 95, so can we please go with the program? I mean, honestly, it's like putting an iPhone 6 in your car. It's like, it works, but, you know, it's not the best. For 47 Rand for lemon creams, are you just? I can't even go to the gym anymore, because why? The only thing I'm cutting is my expenses. Thank you. And then Eskom comes along, they're like, how's it, bro? Yeah, Eskom, yeah, thanks. Yeah, look, we know you're dealing with a lot, inflation, corruption, everything, but we're also just going to complicate it furthermore by taking away your power. Going to make sure it's during the prime time so that you really suffer and that the economy gets strapped even further. Oh, by the way, if you are interested in going off the grid altogether, we are going to probably introduce a 938 Rand levy per month to solar powered users, because that means that Eskom's going to lose out on even more money that they can fold into their pockets. So it's a huge crisis for us. Exposed. Why don't you just tax us for the air that we breathe? Tax us for looking at the moon at night, because that's about the only fucking light that's on.
No, pretty much, bro. Like, what the fuck is free, bro?
Minimum wage should be at least $20 an hour. Let's do some basic math. $20 an hour at 40 hours a week, that's $800. Let's say they take out of your check $160. Yeah, let's say like roughly about 20% between like your taxes and if you have insurance. That leaves you with $640. Let's multiply that by 4. That's $2,560. The average person right now is paying anywhere from $1,000 to $1,600. Some people pay more in rent. You still have to pay your light bill. If you have cable, you got to pay your cable bill. If you have insurance on your car, cell phone bill, and then if you have any debt. Oh, and let's not forget groceries, because you got to eat, and your gas money. At $20 an hour, it's barely enough. People should not be forced to have a roommate to survive.
I see the people on this app that are like, if you want to be successful, you need at least 5 sources of income. Bro, I just want to live. I just want to live. I don't even know if I want to do that. No, I'm joking. But it's crazy a house used to be able to live.
He's getting somewhere with that, bro. Like, is this fucking living, bro? Based off what these guys are telling us, is this living, bro? Is this living? Like, think about when you were a kid, bro. Did you imagine this shit? Did you think this was how this was gonna play out? I mean, like, bro,
off
this
of
shit ain't
one
living, bro.
income. Used to be able to feed the kids, pay the bills, and even go on vacation sometimes off of one income. And now that's a pipe dream. Now it takes 2 parents working 40 hours a week each. And that's just to pay off this month's bills. That's not even next month's bills. Also, keep in mind, it takes most people 30 years to pay off a house. A thing we need to live. 30 years. Please don't explain to me how the system works. I understand. But I'm asking, is this how we really want to do this? There are certainly other ways to do this. Ones that haven't even been invented yet. That we haven't even thought of. But we're just sticking with this, I guess. I don't think humans are this dumb. I think we're starting to realize that maybe this isn't the way we should be doing things. And I think we're going to figure something out soon and a big change is going to happen. It's important I add this, though. Our expectations of life have gone larger.
That's quite optimistic.
Most houses back then only had one car, one family car, 1 to 2, and the whole family used it. Nowadays, there's a car per family member, it seems like. Also, rooms. Kids always shared rooms back then. The houses were much, much smaller. But nowadays, most likely every kid has their own room, or at least you try to have that. Houses had one phone. They weren't paying a Wi-Fi bill or anything, or subscriptions or anything like that. And most houses didn't even have TV. And if they did have TV, they only had one and everyone had to share it. However, there are 3 key factors to society that have gone up at insane rates over the past 50 years. And that is land, education, and healthcare. The prices of these things have been going up at an insane rate, and I'll put the numbers on the screen. See, the issue kind of loops together here because, you know, we all have phones and we all have cars. They cost a lot, but they're almost essential to making money and living nowadays. Especially if you live in the suburbs, you can't really walk or ride your bike. Sometimes there's not...
Living in a nice house on the water, had boats, jet skis, 100 grand a year, you can't even fucking make it by with that anymore. For example, today I was at Woolworths, and this poor lady, she would have been in her 30s, and she had 3 kids with her, and she was paying for $20 worth of food to feed her family with fucking 5-cent coins, sitting there counting them one by one. 5-cent coins. We're meant to be the fucking lucky country. Shit like that shouldn't be around. Shit like that shouldn't be happening.
Bro.
It's just beyond fucked. The cost of living has fucked up everything, and it's just slowly getting worse and worse. That's why the second I get a chance, I'm going to make as much money as I fucking can online, and I'm going to fuck off until shit sorts itself out. Because at the way it's going, we're all going to be fucked.
How are people surviving nowadays? Everything is so goddamn expensive, from cars to food to the damn movie theaters. I must have went to go watch the new Hunger Games last night, and that shit was like $37 just for 2 tickets. I'm like, alright, the tickets are already gonna be cheap. Let me try to save some money and get some snacks from the store. Shit, that shit was like $25. Then I get to the movie theaters, I'm gonna get popcorn, something to drink, and a hot dog. That shit came up to like $35. You're telling me it cost me about $100 just to go to the damn movies? Like, what happened to $5 movies and $25 on snacks?
Alright, we get the fucking point, bro. Like, it's chopped cheese, man. There's an apartment I used to live in San Diego in 2013 that I paid $925 a month for. Large 1-bedroom with separate dining room, 2 patios. That I paid $500 fee when moving out because I cracked the glass on a decorative window. That same apartment in 2024 is going for $1,990 and has made no discernible improvements. Okay, so what's that percentage? Let's do this. So yeah, I mean, bro, that's fucking insane. It literally went up like 215%. That's insane, bro. Inflation is just a fancy word for greed, pretty much, bro. We're in hyperinflation. Be careful out there. You must go into survival mode to survive now. The system is collapsing. I wonder what would happen if this, what actually happens if the system collapses. Like, what the fuck actually happens? People are borrowing money from friends and not paying back just as well. Oh, man. I love how there are middle-class folks here, $20 to $40 an hour, thinking life is great. Meanwhile, millions of folks are struggling like hell. Never mind the millionaires and billionaires are sucking the life out of the economy because of their runaway greed and selfishness. Hey, man, it's just true, man. The richer and the poor get poorer, man. That's really just... Okay, we get it. It's cooked out here. But one comment that is sticking out to me in particular, because let's be real, it is America. Even people who don't have money kind of can be greedy. And there's probably a good chance most people do kind of live above their means anyways. But at this point, I don't even think that shit really matters too much, because what means is there to even live in America these days? So it's your boy DD signing off, man. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. How do you guys feel about, where do you guys see things going? Do you think things can actually eventually get better, or are we just fucking cooked? But let me know. Take care. Signing off. Later.